Welcome to another episode of AniBreak, the show that breaks down the week's hottest topics in anime, manga, and video games. My name's Jason, and this week we're going to talk about a couple new series that were announced. One that a lot of people are kind of divided on. I'm talking about Kyoto Animation. They have a new swimming-based series. We'll get to that in a moment. Other news regarding the Evangelion manga, which is coming to an end, sadly. We'll talk a little more about that. We got some great con guest announcements, and we'll talk about those in about 20 minutes. And we're also going to talk about how Japan seems to be able to find a way to make anything and everything, or at least a MOA version of it. And this one was never expecting, but yeah, we'll get to, you'll know what I'm talking about in a moment. But first, let's talk about Kyoto Animation. They have created some of the best anime over the past few years. I mean, they've been on a roll. They seem to not be able to do no wrong until a few months ago, where they released a commercial. It's not unheard of for a production company to release some sort of little commercial in Japan to showcase what the company can do. More often than not, this is basically a teaser for an upcoming series, and this teaser was all about what seemed to be like a high school boys swim team. And many of the otaku in Japan kind of went crazy going, no, what about our beautiful, MOA girls? We need to have, if it's a KyoAni series, it needs to have cute girls. Yeah, well, like I said, those teasers are usually designed to showcase what's coming up in the future without necessarily saying it. And they came out finally and stated that their next series is called Free. And that's Free. It is based off of Koji Oji's High Speed. It was an adaptation back in the 2011 Kyoto Animation Awards, and it actually won second place. It was basically an honorable mention, I believe. And yeah, Kyoto Animation is going full bore with this. They've already announced the cast. They're working on, I think it's a 13-episode project, but all we know is they're aiming for a July release date. So yeah, with that being said, are you gonna watch it? I mean, this is not the first time that we've seen an anime that's tailored or catered toward the female demographic. As Sega Fan in the chat states, yeah, it is. It is MOA for girls. You could put it that way. I know many girls who, it's so odd that they kind of go like, why are the guys like oogling over these anime girls, but they themselves go freaking gaga over anime guys? So double standard. So yeah, Kyoto Animation, they're showcasing their next swimming based anime called Free, going to be airing in Japan this July. As we get closer, we'll probably get some more information. There is another series that we're going to talk about. I'm going to showcase a trailer for it. It's I guess you can call it a reprise of a classic series. Spawned a number of not only just memes, but figures and collector art, and there's a bunch of stuff that came out of this series. And of course, I'm talking about Rozen Maiden, and they are actually bringing that series back. It's kind of funny that Peach Pit's manga, I thought they took care of all of that in the first series, but no, this is going to be a brand new adaptation. We're going to see what happens with it. Let's go ahead and just showcase this if you guys have never heard of this before. Yeah, that's just a taste of what to expect from Rozen Maiden. This is actually, this adaptation, I should say, is being produced by Studio Dean. Should be coming out sometime this year. And alongside this announcement, there's actually a number of box sets announcements regarding the previous Rozen Maiden anime projects. There is, I think one comes out later this month, and it contains all 12 episodes of the first television series. The box set's illustrated by by Peach Pit. So you have some nice collections there. It's going to be on Blu-ray, so if you're a fan of this series, you're going to want to pick that up. I don't have any information yet about how much it's going to be. But in regarding with this new adaptation, like I said, Studio Dean, you have a number of great people working on it. You have the same composer who worked on the previous series is coming back to work on this one. Character designer worked on some great stuff. What was it? Like Steins Gate, Sankareya, Higurashi. So if you like those character designs, you're probably going to enjoy this. They're going to announce, I think, the 7th doll with this new series. So you might have no idea what I'm talking about. I think before this series launches, I might take part of an episode and give you a brief history of everything Rozen Maiden for you. But that's coming out later on this year. A brand new adaptation. Moving from stuff starting to new and a reprise to things that are finally getting its curtain call. Namely the Evangelion manga. This manga has been going off and on for, I would say, 18 to 19 years. I mean, it's been going on for so long. You would think that, okay, what else could happen? If you've only seen the movies, you've only seen one very small side of the whole Evangelion universe. Well, the multitude of universes. Because not only, is the official Evangelion manga that we're talking about, but there's also a number of spin-off mangas. And I have a few of them, and they're actually really good. But to to celebrate the upcoming finale of the new movies, Young Ace is actually running an Evangelion comic climax special program. So basically, a bunch of different talk sessions between people who are involved, working on the manga itself. So those of you who've been picking this up, it's been slow to make its way stateside, but I'm hoping that, given the fact that it's going to end within 2 chapters, that we'll receive the remaining volumes stateside. I think the last volume, was volume 13, and that was last November when it was shipped. So I guess we're kind of due for another volume. I mean, it's going to be a while before we get the finale stateside, because the last 2 chapters aren't going to be printed until June 14th in Japan. So it will be a while. Now, granted, this is stating, or hoping, that there's going to be no more breaks between now and then. Given its past history, who knows? Maybe at this last part they'll state, you know what, we're going to continue on. Who knows? But yeah, the Evangelion manga has been going on for over 18 years and is claimed to actually finally be ending this June. Speaking of a little more of sad news, let's talk about Sailor Moon. Something we really haven't talked much at all on this series, just for the sole fact that it's been so long since it's been on the air, both in Japan and the United States. Now, this year, I believe, was supposed to be the 20th anniversary of Sailor Moon, and they were not only going to work on a bunch of new figures and merchandise, and we've showcased some of that in past episodes, but we were going to get a brand new series, and we were thinking, okay, guys, girls, doesn't matter, Sailor Moon is kind of a staple in anime, so you kind of have to watch it. And the new adaptation was to come out sometime this year. Momoro Clover Z was announced to actually be working on the theme song, and I'm a big fan of that group. So where is it? We are, just starting the 5th month of this year, and I haven't received any word. Until someone decided to tweet, someone decided to tweet Fumio Osano, who's actually working at Kodansha, asking about what's going on regarding the 20th anniversary. The response wasn't good. It's going to be delayed. And by how far, how much, we're not sure yet. The other response was it could possibly be pushed all the way to 2014. I mean, the official response was not 2014, perhaps. I mean, oh well. We can. This might not be till 2015 that we actually see this, which will be not the 20th anniversary, but oh well. But yeah, new Sailor Moon anime has been delayed. Hasn't stopped the delay of any of the merchandise, which is a crap load of them. So if you're a fan of Sailor Moon, I'm sure you can pick up a bunch of it. You know, not only the manga, but the action figures. We were showcasing that SH Figuarts one last week. That looks kind of cool. It's funny that there is a commercial out for that figure utilizing the original voice actress of the character, which is like, wow, that's kind of funny they were able to grab her after all these years. But yeah, Sailor Moon is delayed. Kind of going on a little roller coaster this episode, because we had some highs and we had some lows, and we're coming back to a kind of a high one. I actually enjoy this series. You guys remember, it's a long running series, kind of like Evangelion, and it shows no sign of slowing down, because I'm talking about Ah My Goddess. And alongside some of the volumes of the manga that are being shipped in Japan, they like to release an OVA or two every once in a while, and we have a new one coming up. I'm actually looking forward to this one, because this is going to be released with volume 46 of the manga. It's been going on for so long. Those in Japan who are picking this up will receive a brand new OVA, and all we have to, they didn't give us any information about what's it going to be, what's the idea behind this story. All we got was this image, and we're going the music route. We're going to go like the KyoAni route, and I'm a big fan of this series. Belle Dandy, I mean, she has sung before, so this is not a big stretch. But yeah, sadly, is this going to make its way stateside? I have no idea. Given the fact that this won't be released in Japan until August, there's still time to wonder. I mean, we're still a little behind on getting the manga stateside. But yeah, I'm still hoping to get, part of this, because I'm a big fan of styles like this. I'm looking forward to this. You guys want to check this out? It's volume 46, comes out in August in Japan, so you never know, I may import it. Who knows. Let's bring it back stateside actually for what's going on this Saturday. Now, if you guys have no plans for this weekend, specifically this Saturday, I have now given you plans. What you must do on Saturday is you must go find your local comic shop. You should go there sometime during the day, preferably early on in the day, because it is free comic book day. Every year there's we have free comic book day where a lot of the major companies allow you to check. They give out basically either issue 1 of a new series or a sampler of all their latest series. You can check this out. You can come out with a lot of cool stuff. Some comic stores actually have like contests and giveaways. It's a whole lot of fun. You're going to enjoy yourself, regardless. And if you're not, say, like, you're big on the comics, you're like, I like anime and manga, that's fine. Because Viz has you covered. Viz actually announced that they're going to release some manga samplers for free comic book day. And this is going to be a wide release. So I'm guessing most comic book stores will have these in stock. And they are going to be free. I mean, there is a children's / all ages version that'll include volumes of, I've never heard of this manga before, something called Ugly Dolls, which I think find it funny because all ages, young kids, they kind of have, self-confidence issues, and you're going to give them a series called Ugly Dolls? Okay, we'll see what happens with that. But I'm kind of looking more towards the mature release, because there's another manga sampler that will actually include, for the girls, you have Hello Kitty, Here We Go, but also Pokemon Pocket Comics, Mamoshiba Enchanted, and, I don't know, a little thing called Rurouni Kenshin. Yeah. You can get a sampler that includes all of these manga for absolutely nothing. So all you need to do is go to your local comic shop this Saturday. You got a few days. You might want to give them a call and see if they're going to be having any events, or if they're going to have this one in stock. If they don't, go find another one. But yeah, this Saturday is free comic book day, so you want to go check that out, and Viz has you covered as far as manga. I believe there's a couple other manga samplers that will be available. I just haven't found any press releases for them just yet. So you guys can check that out. I know I'm hoping to go to one, so if I get some, I'll definitely take pictures for you. Okay. Remember what I said at the beginning that Japan seems to be able to create or give anything a MOA adaptation. And I thought I saw it all until I saw this. A company called Sake has created what it calls the first Moe Shu or Moe Sake blend. Yes, it's a Moe Sake. Essentially, a tsundere sake. So you have two characters. And what's funny is that even though you have two different kinds of sake here, which is one dry and one smooth, you can drink them separate or you can blend them to your liking. The way they describe everything in this is actually quite entertaining, because the scale goes from 100% sun, which is most dry, to 100% dere, or most smooth. So a half is tsundere. It's kind of funny. The characters themselves, you know, they actually have backstories, and you can actually get little prints for each of them. I think this is kind of cool, actually. I never thought I would see this, but then again, it is Japan. They've proven me wrong before in the past. Now, the mascot character is actually voiced by Sakura Tange. I think I said that last name right. Most famously worked on stuff for Cardcappa Sakura. And if you pick this up in Japan for about the $50 range, the set will include not only the two different kinds of sake, but also a bonus 40-minute drama CD. I'll repeat that. You have Moe Sake that if you buy it, you get an audio CD. Never thought I would... Okay, yeah, sure. The backstory is kind of funny because the sake's mascot, Sakurako, is a student who dreams of becoming a nurse. As graduation from nursing school draws near, she finds herself to be a little nervous and ends up going back and forth between a sweet and sour personality. There's a full backstory for the character. Apparently, the audio drama that comes in the CD, a friend comes over to her house, brings over some sake, and Sakurako drinks a little too much and becomes drunk. Kind of sounds interesting. I'm hoping someone will import this and so I can hear the album. I want to see what happens with this. But yes, never let it be said that Japan cannot make a MOA adaptation of anything. Alright, let's get on to the con announcements. There were a few that happened over the past week. Let's talk about Anime Expos first. They announced... well, I'll talk about this one first. They announced someone... I apologize, I have never heard of this person before. She's a renowned cosplay artist, model. She's also an actress. She co-hosts a couple shows on Animax Asia. She is known as Elodia Gosingfyo. Never heard of her before. She's going to be coming to Anime Expo as a guest of honor. She's also going to be a judge at this year's Masquerade. You can find information about her online. You can check out anime-expo.org for more information. The other person they actually announced, I'm actually looking forward to this, is Noisy Ito, the illustrator and character designer. He's worked on crazy stuff like Shakugan no Shana, the Another Light novels, and of course, Haruhi Suzumiya. I mean, the whole Haruhi franchise is all of Noisy Ito's work. So, now if you guys went to SakuraCon back in 2010, she was there. She was also at KawaiiCon in Hawaii last month. I think this is her first time coming to Anime Expo, though. So, you guys want to bring a bunch of stuff, I'm sure, but make something unique and memorable for if you want her to sign, or maybe even sketch. Who knows what could happen. But yeah, I can imagine the amount of Haruhi cosplayers this year is going to skyrocket. Let's actually talk now about Japan Expo USA. This is the first the states-based event for the company. They host, of course, Japan Expo, mainly in France, but they have a number of Japan Expos all over the world. You can go online and find that they dot the map. But with their first con, they've already announced, a great guest of honor. They're going to follow it up with someone I'm looking forward to. I'm just going to say his name, and then I'll talk about what he has done. His name is Noriyuki Iwadare. He is a composer, best known for his work in video game music. Specifically, I don't know, things you may have heard of like Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright, the Lunar series, the Grandia series. This guy composed the music for all of them. How awesome is that? He has worked on, aside from that stuff, he's also worked on Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Kid Icarus Uprising. He has his own band that he performs his own music. He's also been contracted to write music for the Disney parks in Japan. The guy is all over the place, and he creates some very, very memorable music. He'll be not only coming to Japan Expo as a guest of honor, but he's bringing his band with him to perform several times. He's also going to be hosting several panels, multiple autograph signings. How awesome is this? Yeah. It's time to get your tickets for Japan Expo USA. You guys want to check this out. If you want more information about Japan Expo, about the guests they're bringing, just do a search for Japan Expo USA or SIFA Entertainment. You'll definitely find it online. I know I'm going. I got to check this out. I knew I was going to go before just because I want to check out the new con. I know people who are going to work there. But I want to go to personally for this now because, come on. Musician, I love video games. I mean, this is amazing. I am looking forward to meeting him. Hopefully I can, I should state. XGIC13, yep, Disney plug. There was the Disney quota for the week for AniBreak. For those of you who don't know, Japan Expo USA will be held in Santa Clara at the Convention Center this upcoming August. August 23rd through 25th. So you can find out more information online. Some good guests that have been announced. There were a few more, mostly on the East Coast. I wish I could make some of the cons on the East Coast, but, eventually, once I get some extra funds backed up, and we will, I'll do some events over there. That'd be kind of cool. But let's move on over to video games. We were talking about Ace Attorney a moment ago. I know a lot of you are fans of the Ace Attorney series, and of course Ace Attorney 5 is going to be released on the Nintendo 3DS in Japan very soon over there. And they kind of released a new trailer, and this one actually includes not only a look at a new system, but also brand new characters. So let's go check this out, shall we? That's right. You got Ace Attorney 5 coming out this July in Japan, and it's already been announced that this game will make its way stateside eventually. So who knows how long it'll be, but be glad to know it is on its way. For those of you who are thinking, this is an awesome game, but I'm too broke to afford a 3DS. Well, I'm right there with you because, yeah, job and money and whatnot. We all have problems with that. So, Nintendo's trying to help you out there. They actually made the announcement that if you go to their online store in the United States, they are now selling not only the, the 3DS, and if you want some of the older systems like the DSi and whatnot, you can buy refurbished handhelds. These are official refurbs by Nintendo. They've been cleaned, tested, inspected by Nintendo themselves, and they're actually at cheaper prices. Now they are offering some of the classics, like you can get like a DSi XL for like $99. I mean, that's pretty cool. There's still plenty of games that come out for that. But if you're looking like, what? I want to get a Nintendo 3DS, but I can't afford, like the $180 to $200 price tag. Well, you can get a regular Nintendo 3DS, not the XL version. They haven't announced a refurb XL version yet, but the regular Nintendo 3DS in a variety of colors are actually refurbished for $129. They actually are offering package deals. So if you want to get, say, a 3DS with Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, it's $169. If you want to get a DSi XL with Mario Kart DS, it's $129. So there's still little deals here and there. If you can't afford to get a brand new 3DS XL, which are about $200 without buying any games, you can go to Nintendo's website. Just search Nintendo.com. It'll give you the links there, and you can purchase these official refurbished, and they come with a warranty. So it's basically new with a warranty, and you're paying less. I fail to see the problem here. You guys should definitely check it out. I myself am still, saving up to get one eventually. Moving on to a game that I've actually been looking forward to for a while. I wasn't expecting it to make its way stateside due to a bunch of news about stating that, but apparently it is. Vanillaware, in assistance with Atlas, are bringing the, I guess you can call it the spiritual successor to Princess Crown, which was a game back on the Sega Saturn that I really enjoyed. How many people you actually had a Sega Saturn? I'd be surprised if there was more than 2 of them in the chat. But the spiritual successor to Princess Crown is called Dragon Crown, and it's coming out August 8th for US PS Vita and PS3. So you have an option. I'm sorry, it's August 6th. You do have an option whether you want it on the Vita or the PS3. There is a minor difference in terms of price. I mean, the Vita's $39.99, the PS3 is $49.99. If you were hoping that, I'll buy it on one and I can just transfer back and forth, sadly, this game is not cross-compatible, or cross-platform multiplayer. So you're going to have one or the other. Kind of sad, but you know what? You do what you got to do. There's some really cool stuff in terms of the art style. Now, because it is Vanillaware, and I'll put this in a side shot there, you can see what's going on. You like this 2D fantasy action style. You've probably seen it in previous games, especially ones that I have talked about, including, Muramasa and Odin Sphere. Because they're all not only made by Vanillaware, but all spiritual successors to Princess Crown. So they all have this gorgeous 2D hand-drawn style, with some, some CG graphics to, accent some of the action. And it looks absolutely stunning. I cannot wait to check this out. Of course, this game actually utilizes a bunch of Norse mythology to continue on with the story, but it looks great. It looks a hell of a lot of fun. You can choose a number of different classes, like there's so far dwarf, elf, and the like, sorceress, fighter. You have all your standard, styles here. It looks to be a hell of a lot of fun. I'm hoping to pick it up for the PS3. I don't have a PS Vita, and that comes out August 6th. Well, you know what? We've gone through a lot this episode, but I think it's going to wrap this up. Stay tuned for post-show. I'm looking for ideas about what to do for next week, because next week will be AniBreak's 50th episode. Now, I may do something for the 50th, or I may wait a couple weeks and do the 1 year, which is only a couple weeks after that. So, if you guys have ideas, please feel free to shoot me a message on Facebook or Twitter at OtakuLifeJason. But yeah, this gonna be it for this episode. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I know I did. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And yeah, for AniBreak, I'm Jason. I'll see you guys next week.